Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Welcome to Positively Spiritual. Hi, my name is Shannon Gilmore. It is so nice to see you. Welcome. The concept of self is the internal understanding and experience of who you are, your identity, your beliefs, your values, your emotions, and your roles that you have in life. It's the lens through which you see yourself and the world. And it's shaped by your relationships. Or, the concept of self does help to shape your relationships, as your relationships also help to shape the concept of self. There's so much to this, as the concept of self can also it's shaped by your culture, your upbringing, your experiences, and your spiritual understandings. So the concept of self is pretty important, I'd say. When we've experienced trauma or emotional pain, our concept of self often becomes distorted or fragmented, leading to cycles of self blame, fear, shame, disconnection. And I'm going to say that all of these are emotional self harm. And buried underneath the hurt, this is difficult to find the self you forgot existed. So, welcome to Positively Spiritual. My name is Shannon Gilmore, and in this video, my hair is tickling me in this video. But in this video, we're going to try to ignore this hair. In this video, we are going to discuss the concept of self and what it is and how it helps you to heal from emotional pain and trauma. We will also discover how mindfulness and your concept of self can actually work together to create the lifestyle that you want and the lifestyle that you deserve. Hello, Resistor. Nice to see you. Welcome. Come on in, everyone. As a thank you for watching until the very end of this video, I want to gift you with 4 key takeaways that you can implement today in your healing. When used regularly every single day for at least a month, it will become habitual and become a lifestyle practice. But when you do this, come back here to this video channel to share your results, because I guarantee you're going to have positive results. So stick to the end of this video, as I will give you some tips, 4 tips to help you on your way. The concept of self is not fixed. It can be rediscovered, redefined, and actually healed. And that's exactly how it becomes a pathway out of trauma. Because buried beneath the hurt, finding the self you forgot existed is your way out of the hurt. So, what is self concept, or what is the concept of self? Well, it's self image. Self image is how you see yourself physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And self concept also is wrapped around your self worth. How much you value you believe you have, like how much value you believe you have. Sorry, I read that too fast. Self esteem. Well, this is how you feel about who you are. Your self identity are the roles and labels you've accepted. You know, you might be the daughter, the son, the survivor, the friend, the leader, the mentor. All of these things help you in your self concept. Self awareness. Ooh, your ability to observe yourself with honesty and compassion when you're in the moment itself, not just when you're taking a back step and objectively looking at your life and self assessing at the end of the day. That's beautiful. But your self awareness also includes how you are aware of your emotions, aware of your environment, aware of yourself, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what other people are trying to communicate to you, and what the environment is trying to communicate to you. That's also self awareness. So when trauma hits, Hi, Diane. Nice to see you. Welcome. Come on in. When trauma hits, especially emotional or narcissistic trauma, these layers of the self get wounded. For example, you might internalize abuse and believe that you are unworthy of love. You're, it's like you deserve punishment. You don't deserve love. And the reason why we convince ourselves, I'm going on a limb here, the reason why we convince ourselves that we don't deserve love is because when you've been living the life opposite to love in fear, you kind of forget, or maybe you never knew what true love really is. So instead of admitting that, well, I don't know what it is, so let me go seek it and find out what it is for myself, because that's what we think we've been doing and it hurts to do that. So we'd rather just lay down and say, no, I'm not worthy of love, because going and finding love is too painful, because that's been our experience. But your experience is not truthful because you haven't found true love, the unconditional kind. So you might end up confusing your trauma response, like people pleasing, with your personality. I know I did. I like being nice, but there's a time to be nice and there's a time to be not rebellious or defiant, but just standing in who I am, in my self-respect and self-integrity. You can still be kind, you can still be nice, but when someone steps over the boundary line and disrespects you, that's a no-go, and that you get to step in and stand up for yourself. Because if you don't, who will? So you may also feel shame over who you had to become in order to survive. Yeah, I've dealt with this too. It freaking is debilitating to think that you had a choice and you didn't choose the right choice, or you didn't make the right choice for yourself. And that causes you to lose a little bit of yourself, but you gain clarity, and it's a development in self-trust, and you now trust yourself to make the right decisions for yourself as you trust your integrity. It's really hard to trust yourself when you don't like yourself very much. And most oftentimes we don't like ourselves because we've been molded and shaped by pain and trauma, and we don't like pain and trauma, right? So we identify with the pain and trauma, but we also don't like ourselves very much because we don't know ourselves. And what you don't know, you tend to fear. That's just human nature. So how can the concept of self help you release trauma and emotional pain? Well, reclaiming your concept of self is like taking your soul back from the identity trauma tried to write for you. Here's how you do that. Self-awareness breaks the trauma trance. It breaks that hook in your brain of the push and pull of the trauma bond. When you become aware of your own symptoms of trauma, your beliefs within that trauma, and your responses within that trauma, not you're not becoming aware and looking at this with judgment, but you look at this with curiosity. Like, you begin to separate you from the wound, because you are not your trauma. That space of awareness becomes a sacred pause where healing begins, as you just take a breath and you just move forward. You can say things like, well, I notice I freeze when I'm criticized. That's not weakness, that's a survival instinct, and I developed that as a child. Aw, thank you, Resistor. Red is my power color. Yeah. I love red. It is. It's my power color, and it is a universal power color. Yeah, it's bold, it's daring, it's so thank you very much. I'm kind of in that take charge attitude today. Like I feel confident, I feel bold. You know, your power pose is putting your hands on your hips, right? You guys can't see that, but I'll show you my shoulder. I'm putting my hand on my hips. It's a power pose. I delegate my life. You delegate your life. We're all wearing red. Yeah, because it's powerful. Anyways, enough of that. I'm just being goofball. So you can say to yourself, well, I notice I freeze when I'm criticized. Yeah, that's kind of what we do. But it's not a weakness. It's just a survival instinct that you developed as a child. So rebuilding your self-worth actually dismantles the shame. As you discover who you are beyond the story of pain, you rebuild trust in yourself. You stop defining yourself by what happened to you and start remembering the divine truth of who you are. This helps break the shame loop that trauma thrives on. You know, you can say, I am worthy of love, not because I do everything okay or right, but because I exist. I am made in the image of love itself. So who am I to dismiss my identity? Yeah, like seriously. When you start telling yourself that you are divinely made, you're created by God through love for love. I mean, God is love, right? You were made from Him, by Him, for Him. So who are we, or who is anybody else? Like, did the narcissist make us? Did the narcissist design us? I mean, even if our parents were narcissists, and you know, we could take that question to them too. Okay, just because you know, put baby making parts together doesn't mean that you had a mind to know how the baby I would come out in, you know, and developing from those parts coming together. Like our parents only had the part to bring those baby making parts together. That's the only role that they had. God took care of the rest. God determined what you were going to be like. God determined what you were going to look like. Okay, so genetics plays a part in that, but ultimately God thought of everything before you were born, and God shaped your body in the womb. So who are we to say, no, God, I'm not worthy? Because God created us with love. God shaped our bodies, shaped our minds, shaped our souls with love. So yeah, it's just like when you go to create something, whether it's gardening, whether it's drawing, whether it's sculpting, you know, whatever it is that you set out to do, you set out to do it well, right? You put your best foot forward, you do it well. And if it doesn't turn out the way that you want, you don't sit there and judge it. You just like, okay, well, I don't like that. I don't like this. Let's fix it. Let's fix it. Let's mend it. Let's make it better. Let's make it to the design that I want. And then when it's done, you stand back and you're like, I did that. That's amazing. That's pretty cool. I achieved that. I'm pretty pleased. Well, that's God. That's how God was with you. So there's authentic identity in understanding the concept of self, and this frees you from the false self, the false identity of your ego. Hello, Jeanette. Nice to see you. Welcome. Come on in. Trauma often forces us to wear a mask. The good girl, the good guy, the sensitive individual, the high achiever, the peacemaker, the invisible one. While rediscovering your true self allows you to gently drop these roles. You can begin to show up as your whole self without the fear of abandonment, controlling your every move. Like, okay, for example, you know, if we cared about what other people think all the time, which it's not our business to know what people think about us. So, for example, you know, you guys see me, I trip up on my words. I sometimes repeat and I blah, 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 get all mixed up, right? Well, if I was worried about that, we wouldn't get anywhere. If seriously, I make so many mistakes. You should see when I just when I'm not on a, like when I'm on a live, I'm kind of mindful because you have to be careful, right? But on video, when I'm recording video, there's a lot of mistakes, a lot of mistakes. And sometimes it takes me hours and hours to edit a video. Sometimes I even turf it and do it again. But on lives, I don't have that. And I don't want to do that. I just want you guys to see me real, raw, and honest. And if I make a mistake, well, then I can laugh at it. But that's the beauty of having a concept of self and having being mindful, like being aware of yourself. Like I'm not going to try to control my every move. Like I'm just being me and you just be you, you know? Yep, I'm walking mistake. Ha ha. Ha ha. Funny. Yeah, like you know, if you can't take yourself seriously, then how, or excuse me, if you're always taking yourself so seriously, that's another, I would say that's another trauma behavioral pattern that we learned because narcissists take themselves so seriously, right? But if you can't laugh at yourself and just not take yourself so seriously, then it's very difficult for you to see the small nuances in life that actually allow you to be grateful in the moment. This is actually where peace is. When you're not controlling yourself, I'm not going to see every time. Okay. On a video, I edit out the noise. Sometimes it gets really noisy in the background and my fridge bangs and bongs for some reason. And it's a beautiful fridge, but sometimes it just bang, right? And you're like, what? You know, so I have to edit that out. And sometimes I'll get jump scared because of it, because I'm not expecting it, or somebody upstairs will drop something and scare me. So I have to edit that out. And the thing is, aside from that, I leave, you know, I'm mindful, but I like these videos because like the lives because I can't edit a lot of it out and I don't want to, but you get to see my life, you get to see me as how I am. Like who I am on video is pretty much who I am in real person, in real life. Like I like to make people laugh. I like to draw them in with humor. I like to make people feel at ease and I like to just have a good time, have fun. And the thing is, if I'm looking for perfection, and sometimes, yes, in videos, that's perfection is a must. But if I edit out and become too perfect in my life, then I'm dismissing myself. And I think that's something to think about because narcissists, excuse me, they're looking for perfection in themselves and in us. They want us to be perfect for them, right? So that they can boss us around and rule us and do whatever they want. But in seeking out perfection that has no love attached to it, love is not abandoning. So when we seek out perfection without unconditional love, that's in itself is self-abandonment. Oh, you were great with your unexpected landlord event. Loved it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, like I didn't edit it out. He didn't ask me to edit it out. You know, he showed up and he showed up early, so we thought we had enough time to do the yard work and do the stuff, but it's like I got a video to do. Do you want to come in? And he goes, "No, I'll just stay upstairs and work on the yard." And I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "How long are you going to be?" I go, "An hour or two, maybe." So he had to come down in the furnace room because that's where all his tools are. So that's what he had to come down and, you know, but he's such a nice individual. Like, I really hope that he will do cooking videos because he's got the personality for it. He's so kind, so loving, so generous. And he's just got this personality that he just wants to give. Like he's just got this giving. So he'll give tips and hints and tricks. Like he's telling me stuff all the time about cooking. And I'm just like, oh, he's like, have you tried it yet? Have you tried making Indian food? I'm like, I would love to, but I can't afford the spices, but I will, I will. And, I may when I have my own spices and when I can afford to cook that beautiful food, I may make a video about it because like it's just so amazing to allow yourself to be creative and who cares about the mistakes? Like, oh, I can share with you some humdinger things about me that just will cause you to laugh and laugh and laugh, but we're not here for me. So, hi Cynthia, nice to see you. Welcome, come on in. But yeah, like the number one thing is to stop editing your life. Like stop editing your life to the point where you want to just ignore your mistakes. Look at the mistakes, laugh at them, smile at them, and how could I have said that better? Wow. I remember being a first time mom and talking to my son who was a toddler at the time, and I'm trying to reason with him and trying to get down on his level, but trying to get him to understand why this shouldn't have been done this way he did it. And I ended up confusing myself. I'm like trying to think how to talk to him, but then trying to maintain my authority as an adult. And to make it worse, my friend was sitting there having tea with me, looking at me while I'm trying to explain this to a 2-year-old. And I confused myself, and I just like, oh, that was an embarrassing moment. Like, ugh. And you can't do that over. So I just kind of ignored it and took a sip of my tea and, like, wow, that could have been better, but you just, it's loving yourself is about loving the mistakes that you make because it's a part of you. You can't be all good without being bad. I mean, you've got to find this healthy balance. So stop controlling yourself, because when you try to control yourself in the way of, like, yes, we're supposed to walk in self-control, but I'm talking about controlling every little thing that you deem imperfect about you. Stop trying to control that, because that in itself is an exercise in self-abandonment. So where there is peace, you're going to find peace within you. So when you discover peace within you, you'll have peace on the outside of you. When you notice the peace on the outside of you, you'll have peace within you. So that allows you to enjoy your life and leave the pain of emotional trauma behind. Every time you guys are in a peaceful moment, and I guarantee you guys have more peace in your day than you do trauma, you just not recognizing the peace. You're filtered to see the trauma. So when you can allow yourself to just embrace all of who you are and not reject and not judge the negatives and just see the negatives as being neutral. Okay, how can I work on this? How can I do this better? Your life is going to change. So, yeah. So when you say this to yourself, like, I no longer need to be who others want me to be to feel safe. My safety is rooted in truth, not performance. Well, that gives you all the control in your world that you need. Spiritual integration actually heals the root. Self-concept is about connecting to your soul or spirit. Ultimately, this is your eternal internal self, the part of you untouched by trauma. And this can be incredibly liberating when you put your eyes, turn them inward to look at your soul. How do you do that? Mirror work. Look at your eyes when you look at yourself in the mirror. Look into your eyes. You are getting sleepy. No, just look into your eyes and be honest with yourself and say, hey, you're looking pretty chic today. Or, hey, you know, that thing that you did yesterday that really, got things going for you, like do that again today, because that was an achievement yesterday. So try to recreate that today. That try to recreate that attitude, because you've got it, girl. You got it, guy. You can do it. Or if you're uncomfortable at talking to yourself in a positive way, maybe now's the time to start looking or seeing and speaking to yourself positive affirmations. It's going to feel uncomfortable at first, but you're doing the best that you can. You know what? You're doing the best that you can with the knowledge that you have, and you can only gain more knowledge. So go easy on yourself. Or just go, hey, you got it. Go easy on yourself today. Ciao. I love you. Bye. Just something short and sweet, just in passing. That works too, but make sure you look at yourself in the eye. Connect with yourself. Excuse me. My brother showed up. Okay, see you. Bye. I love you. Miss you. Bye, resistor. Enjoy your bro time. And thanks for showing up. So you can say things to yourself, like just even in your silent moments, when you're contemplating, when you're reading the Bible, when you're sitting in quiet, when you're about to read a book, just in those moments, maybe you're washing the dishes, you can just reflect and say, my trauma has distorted my view, but it never changed who I am, really. I'm still whole. I'm still a good person. So these points are essential to your healing, because we're getting to the key takeaway. I mentioned at the beginning of this video to stick to the end of this video, because there is a key takeaway. And if you like what you hear so far, we're almost there, but if you like what you hear so far, give this video a like, a thumbs up. Go ahead and give this video your attention to subscription and the notification bell. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, you're going to hear that. Every time you hit the notification bell from somebody else's channel, you're going to say, oh, yes, Shannon has a YouTube live video today at 10 o'clock in the evening. We're here twice a day, 1 o'clock in the afternoon and 10 o'clock in the evening, Eastern Standard Time. So we'd love it if you gave us some of your attention and, helped us out with this video channel, and support it with your attention on yourself by listening to these videos. So subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit the notification bell, because we are here twice a day, and we're here showing up daily for you to offer you daily inspiration, insightful messages packed with knowledge, and easy peasy concepts. Well, we try to make it easy, but you've got to implement it. That's the hard part, isn't it? But we're here to walk you through it. So you can implement these challenging videos, the information in these videos right away. Just take some knowledge, some discernment, some putting one foot in front of the other kind of thing. Yeah, but you can do it. We're here to motivate you. We're here to help you. So this is your life, and you have the power within you to change your life. Yes, even right now, starting today. So join us and finish watching this video, please, but also join us back here at 10 o'clock Eastern Time on the daily, because these videos are for you. So thank you for trusting me. Thank you for trusting this channel, Positively Spiritual, and making it a part of your lifestyle change. Mwah! It's so nice. Thank you. So the concept of self is not about perfection, okay? It's about connecting with yourself. So this connection invites you to come back home to yourself. What is home? Home is the light inside of you. I was thinking about this yesterday when I went for my walk. I was thinking, we talk about the light so much, and this light is life. This light is Jesus. It's inside of us. And if I just close my eyes and think about this light, what am I returning to? Because I was reminded of when I first started meditating. I was with a group of people in a group meditation session, and I was a little bit weary because I didn't want to do chanting or anything. I didn't know what they were chanting, and so I didn't want to, invite anything into my being. So I just focused on Jesus, and I just focused on Jesus, and I heard him say, "Remember who you are." So the light helps us to remember who we are because we are a creation of God. We are one with God. We come from God. We're heavenly. So that light, when you turn your eyes inward and you think about the light inside of you, and maybe you do see lights behind your eyelids, that's a return to home. Heaven, Jesus says that the kingdom of heaven is in our hearts, in here. So we can I'm so focused. I want to go home. I'm homesick. Yes, but we have a piece of heaven with us wherever we go. It never leaves us. Home always comes wherever we go. Excuse me. Home always goes wherever we go. When we're rooted in the now, that's eternal, and heaven is eternal, right? In this moment of now, guess what? You are already self-accepting. You accept you as you are right in this moment. Isn't that beautiful? So the concept of self is not about perfection. It's about connection through acceptance. It invites you to come back home to yourself. And that's where heaven is. And when you do that, you release trauma, not by fighting it, but by remembering who you were before it happened. You've always been heaven. Ooh. You always have been, you always will be. It will never be taken from you. You have to abandon it, and you're not about to do that because you love and you want to be loved. See, a narcissist, they don't want to be loved. We think that they do, but no, they don't. They want to be accepted. They want to be catered to. They want to have attention on them. Because if attention is on them, that's what makes them feel like they matter, that they're whole and they're complete. Hey, y'all. Nice to see you. How you doing? So you release trauma not by fighting it, but by remembering who you were before it happened and who you are becoming because you choose to heal. And here's the miracle. When you start seeing yourself clearly, the emotional pain that once defined you starts to lose its grip. Your healing begins with this question: who am I really? Without my wounds speaking for me, who am I now? Who have I always been? Ooh, yeah, that's pretty powerful. Now, here's the ultimate formula for self-definition and self-achievement that you have stayed until the end of this video for. You combine mindfulness and the concept of self together. That's it. Video done. Bye-bye. Let's go home. No, just kidding. We're going to walk this out. Mindfulness and self-concept, when used together, creates a powerful inner synergy for healing trauma and emotional pain. Each on its own is transformative, but together they work like a mirror and a compass. One helps you see clearly, the other helps you to know clearly. Know who you are. You get to see who you are, you get to know who you are. And you marry the two concepts and voila, you're invincible. Seriously, when you know who you are and you see who you are and you act in that knowing and that seeing, you're invincible. Nobody can get in here unless you let them in. So, this is a combination that restores your peace, gives you clarity, uh, addresses your self empowerment, especially after years of living through trauma and narcissistic abuse. Because buried beneath the hurt, you can find the self you forgot existed. It's the self that you forgot has never left you. You just were blind to yourself. So, working on yourself allows you to find peace within so you can enjoy your peace in life as you leave the pain of emotional trauma behind. So, let's explore how they work in harmony as I want to share with you 4 takeaways that allow you to see the benefit of change that will get you to the emotional place you need to go. So, number 1, mindfulness helps you to observe your self concept. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment now without judging. It allows you to witness your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and behaviors as they are without needing to fix or suppress them. Your self concept is the narrative you hold about who you are, your identity, your self worth, your values, your roles, and your perceived limitations. Trauma distorts this self narrative, often replacing truth with shame for fear and inadequacy. When you bring mindfulness to the process of of your self concept awareness, you begin to observe the false identities trauma has assigned to you, and then you decide against those false identities. For example, you may have said, I'm not lovable." Well, that becomes, "I notice I'm having the thought that I'm unlovable. Where did that come from? Is that true?" Or you say, "Oh, frick, I always mess things up." Well, when you work in tandem with your self awareness and your mindfulness, well, then what you negatively say about yourself turns around to say, "Well, that's not true. That's an old belief." And where did that come from? I know that came from trauma, so that's over and done with. That's not who I am anymore. With mindfulness, you interrupt the automatic trauma based self concepts by gently watching them unfold, like clouds passing in the sky. And when you watch clouds, sometimes you see how they change shape, and you see an impression in that cloud, and the more you focus on it, that cloud becomes more clear, and you see what you thought you saw. It becomes clear to you. Yeah, that's the water droplets responding to your connection that you have. It's responding to your intent. You think you see an elephant in the sky. You don't see it quite yet, but the concept is there. So that intention, the water responds to your intention. It's that quick. It's immediate. Look at how far those clouds are away. Just go outside and do it. I do this all the time. I shift the clouds. I say, "No, dissipate. I don't want clouds in the sky. I want dissipate." And there'd be a small little cloud in the sky, and I'll look at it. I'll just like, "You can dissipate now." And I see it slowly shrinking, and I'm like, "Is it getting smaller?" And I just like, "Yeah, it's getting smaller. It's getting smaller. Yeah, it is." And sure enough, it is. The only reason why good things don't happen to us, and the reason why we can't get out of this trauma, is because we're convincing ourselves we're looking at the problem from how far it is, and we're seeing that it's huge. But if we just have the intent, no, the trauma is getting smaller and smaller. I am healing. I am getting better. When you start talking to yourself like that, the problems respond to you in that way. Number 2, self-concept anchors you in personal truth. While mindfulness creates space to witness, self-concept gives you a path to reclaim. Once you notice limiting or harmful beliefs, you can begin rewiring them with intention. This is where your inner compass, your healed self concept, starts guiding you. You might ask yourself, okay, who am I beyond this emotion? What is true about me today? Not what I was told as a child. What qualities do I want to embody, regardless of how others treated me? This is where mindfulness and self concept meet. Mindfulness clears the lens, self concept sharpens the image. Number 3, together they create a safe environment, a safe inner environment. So if your inner environment is safe, that will reflect on your outside life. Trauma often makes the inner world feel hostile, chaotic, or unsafe. The inner critic runs wild. You may doubt your own emotions or gaslight yourself, but mindfulness helps calm the inner environment while self concept reorientates you towards love, truth, and self compassion. So here's how the two work together in practice. Mindfulness is, I feel anxious right now. I will stay with the feeling. Self concept, feeling anxious doesn't mean I'm weak. I'm strong for facing this. See this? How self concept is nurturing. Mindfulness is recognizing what you're feeling, recognizing the problem or whatever is going on. You're mindful of your environment, your emotional environment, as well as your physical environment. And then your self concept nurtures you through it and directs you through it to get you through it safely. So, this balanced approach helps you to respond to pain rather than reacting to it. This is how you, all of this is a practice in how you come to understand what self control really is. You become compassionate and you begin to become that compassionate observer and an empowered narrator of your life at the same time. So you're directing the show. Number 4, practical ways to use these things together. Well, here are a few integrated practices. Mindful identity journaling. Each day, write down a belief you have about yourself, then ask, is this belief true? Who taught me this? What do I choose to believe now? Stay present with the emotions that arise as you write this down. Mirror work with mindful presence. Some of you guys don't like the mirror work, but I swear by it. I love it. I can look at myself in the mirror now, look at my eyes, and I can make funny faces. And I can just, you know what? You're a cheeky girl. You know, you're just so playful and so funny. And you know, I like your playfulness and funniness. That's what I say to myself. I like me. I like you. You're fun to be with. You're my best friend. You know, like, oh my gosh, you're so cool. Oh my gosh, you're so cool. I love you. And it's not an ego thing. It's actually invoking the feeling of love and self appreciation because you're actually talking to your soul, who is the light, and you're sharing the love, and the love is being shared back to you. So you're, all the love that you feel for yourself, it comes from the source that's in you, the source of love, Jesus. And you get to feel that. You're feeling the love that God has for you. That's what exercise and self-love is. You are actually feeling the love that God, the Godhead, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, you're feeling the love that everyone has for you in heaven. That's amazing. And when you start feeling it, it feels freaking amazing. It feels freaking fantastic. So you observe what comes up without judgment, and then you can speak affirmations of your true self. I am worthy. I'm not what happened to me. And then you could do your body scan because, again, the body keeps the score. So you body scan for self-validation. Use a body scan meditation, not just to notice tension, but to speak kindness to each part of yourself. You are safe now. You don't have to hold this anymore. You belong to me. Like, I went on my walk yesterday and I plugged in my earbuds and I was listening to the same talk that I had, that I was listening to the other day when I received that flower. And I noticed there there was a part in my meditation that actually talked to my body. And I said to my body, body, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for holding on to the pain. Thank you for allowing me to recognize the pain that I was hurt. I was ignoring you. And now that I've been doing this inner work, I'm seeing where you are storing the pain and holding on to it. And you don't have to hold on to it anymore. I want you to feel safe. I want you to keep us healthy. I want you, body, to be the best that you can be. And I will do my part to keep you healthy too. I will eat the right foods. I will exercise regularly. And that will give you the safe space so that you can keep the regenerating cells and keep my bones and my body systems working and my eyesight good. And, I don't want any stronger glasses. I want to get rid of these actually. So, it's just talking to your body and just being the friend to you that you never had. So, do an emotional check-in as well. This is identity reclaiming. When triggered, and you're going to get triggered, it's just going to happen until you put this into practice, until it becomes regular. When you're triggered, take a pause, name the feeling without shame. Oh, I feel hurt. Don't tell yourself, oh, I shouldn't feel hurt. I shouldn't be feeling this way. What's wrong with me? No, own it. I feel hurt. Then reclaim your truth. But just because I feel hurt, this is not defining me in this moment. This is just a feeling, and I'm not abandoning myself just because I feel hurt by somebody. Carrot juice. Thank you very much. Thank you, Yoel. Hey, Resistor. How you doing? Did you have a nice bro time? So here's the final thought in all of this. Mindfulness reveals what is. Self-concept reclaims who you truly are. So the key takeaways that we learned is mindful identity journaling, excuse me, let me say that again. Mindful identity journaling. I almost messed that up again. Mindful identity journaling. There we go. Mirror work with mindful presence. Do the body scan for self-validation and have emotional check-ins regularly throughout the day with yourself. Mindfulness reveals what is. Self-concept reclaims who you truly are. So together, they help you stop identifying with your wounds and start identifying with your wholeness. When you practice seeing yourself through the eyes of presence and truth, emotional pain becomes something you pass through, not something that you live from. Ooh, can I say that again? When you practice seeing yourself through the eyes of presence and truth, emotional pain becomes something you pass through, not something you live from. I get that. That makes sense. So thank you for watching. My name is Shannon Gilmore, and if you would like to work with me as your personal mentor, we will work face-to-face, one-on-one in a private chit-chat. Well, you can make an appointment and work with me and talk with me today. The link is in the description of this video, and my donation link is in the description of this video. As I mentioned before, your donations help to keep us live here every day, twice a day, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 10 o'clock in the evening. And Jeanette says, yes, V8, 100% vegetable juice. Primary consists of water and concentrated juices from tomatoes, carrots, celery, beets, parsley, lettuce, watercress, and spinach. Thank you very much for that. Yes. I'm going to drink my carrot juice. But yeah, I have to juice it because I eat organic, and you know, V8 is awesome. I don't know if they make V8 organic, but yeah, I do sometimes juice. I put spinach in my shakes, blueberries and spinach, and frozen banana with almond milk and a scoop of protein powder. So yeah. And carrot juice is also really good for when you're feeling under the weather. You've got some sort of sickness or the flu or whatever. So thank you for that, everyone. I appreciate that. That was such a loving suggestion. That's cool. I like it. So that's our time for today. And I want to say thank you, everyone, for joining me today. This has been a lovely discussion. And I encourage you to go make your day great. Go find your blessings and joy by looking at the small things and just practice being grateful for who you are, what you've been through, where you're now at. Like, God got you through this. Yeah, merci. De nada. Or no, that's Spanish, de nada. Say de rien. Is that how we say it? No problem. Anyways, au revoir, everyone. Auf Wiedersehen. See you soon. Enjoy your afternoon, and I look forward to seeing you guys tonight. God bless. See you. I love you. Bye bye. I don't want to go, but my tummy's growling. I gotta go make some food.